Yo, yo, yo. Yo, yo, yo. Welcome back to another podcast. Um, y- I'm your hostess, Jay Will. I got Zulu at the bottom, not really an athlete, and we got Salty Darius to our left, aka Lil Dare, Big Dare, whatever y'all want to call him. I'm gonna give him the flow to start. I know he had a rough time and a rough weekend, so it's all his to flow.
I'm gonna start this out eloquently. One get hats off to all those teams who advanced to the divisional round of the playoffs. The wild card playoffs opening weekend was interesting to say the minimum. Now I know a lot of people are waiting to hear my analysis on what happened in the Chargers versus Jacksonville game. Once my emotions settled and the dust cleared, hindsight's 2020, but there are a lot of reasons why the Chargers blew probably one of the biggest comebacks in NFL history, playoff history for sure. A lot of credit goes to Doug Peterson and their staff. Trevor Lawrence, he was two different completely players. He threw four interceptions in the first half. He threw four touchdowns in the second half. A lot of people want to say, fire the defensive coordinator. I'm not one of those people. I wanted to say, fire the offensive coordinator, and which we did. What was supposed to happen is very similar, vastly close to what Dallas Cowboys did to Tampa Bay. Had they stayed semi-aggressive and they blitz the clock, the Los Angeles Chargers' execution was terrible on Saturday night in the second half. We didn't run the ball effectively. We was averaging 2.9 yards a carry. We couldn't complete the short pass, which is supposed to be our recipe for our offense, and we couldn't complete the deep pass. Now the half switched. They got on the run. We lost. And a lot of people was pointing the finger at Brandon Staley and what he does. And Staley was like the fourth person I would convict in a trial when you talk about what happened to the Chargers. The first person I want to put on the stand is Joe Lombardi, who obviously lost his job along with the passing game coordinator and the quarterbacks coach Shane Day. Um, our offense scored 27. As a team, we scored 27 points. We ended the game with 30. So that means in two quarters, we didn't score anything. So that means if we don't get the takeaways that we got, then we can't go forward. And the score is probably a lot more uglier than what it is. So when I say I think the defense is the unit that gave us a chance, that's what happened. We didn't execute on offense at all, even with the turnovers. Five turnovers does not equals 27 points. It really doesn't. Momentum was on our side the entire first half, and we still could not get in the end zone. Now, second person I like to convict and put on the stand is Justin Herbert. And everybody know I like Justin Herbert more than anybody else. But Justin Herbert did not show up in those games yesterday. I mean Saturday. He missed two wide open touchdowns to Keenan Allen, which were great play designs, but we did not execute from that standpoint. And therefore we walked away with 6 points. Right. Third person, Joey Bosa. He put us in the hole with some big time defensive penalties. One time he lined up outside, the other time he got unsportsmanlike conduct. We can't do those in those critical situations, which I feel like the outside, wow. Actually, I feel like both of them were real petty penalties. It is what it is, right? They called it. He shouldn't have been lined up outside, which we got a sack that would have made it fourth and long in the but okay, whatever. Then he comes back and get the unsportsmanlike penalty, which I feel like the referee chased, right? So I feel like the referee had a whole game to officiate and to manage, but he walking down Joey Bosa trying to see what he said. I really don't agree from that standpoint. I pretty feel like I pretty much feel like that was kind of corny, but then again, Joey Bosa got to watch his attitude, especially in a game of that magnitude. Then I put on the stand is Brandon Staley. I just want to know what happened. What was the approach? What went wrong? What could have went better? He had his press conference today. He pretty much pointed out, took full responsibility for the collapse as every head coach would. But I don't think you don't blow 27 points alone. Right? No, nobody dies dead on alone. So um, that's pretty much what happened. It's really not open for discussion. I don't really want to hear anybody's opinions on who they thought should have got fired or what they thought should have happened. But I will say he's been under the mark. Brandon Staley he's been under the microscope a lot lately, and it's specifically after their loss. And everybody want to fire, but prior to Saturday night, which okay, if you feel like that's enough, okay. But prior to Saturday night, you can't tell me why he should be fired. Everybody just want to fire because they feel like Justin Herbert should be doing better. Justin Herbert had a chance to do better in that playoff game, and he didn't do it. So at some point, the blame got to fall on the shoulders of this top five quarterback we supposed to have, right? Trevor Lawrence did what he was supposed to do. He didn't do anything special. He took what the defense gave him, and that wasn't the case. Now, a lot of that probably could have been play design, but either way, Mahomes and Josh Allen don't lose their game, despite coaching. So I just got a problem with it. Now, I ain't gonna say I got a problem, but there's an area for improvement for Justin Herbert. I'm open to comments, questions, concerns. I know somebody got something, and believe me, I can't read it for this. So
Well, according to our audience here, the question is, uh, 0 stops in the second half. I mean, do you not give any of that to the defense? None.
yeah,
The same defense that got you those 5 turnovers.
right,
But I mean, again, do we know a full football game is more than just one half, fam?
right. Okay, so they could have got one stop, but we also could have got one touchdown. Right. So
Right.
I
the
mean,
headline is
technically, y'all was up 27-0. So,
I mean,
yeah, by the basis of what though?
and two things can be true where you need a score, but you also needed
I
a stop.
mean, y'all offense also could have just kicked 5 field goals and only been
That,
over a touchdown, 2 touchdowns.
but that's not what happened, right? So if we get the ball inside the 10-yard line, I expect a touchdown off a turnover. If we get the ball inside the 20, I expect a touchdown off a turnover, right? Not field goals. That's not how it works.
Hey, I'm
You
just
get
saying.
5 turnovers. The bottom line is whether you agree or not. You get 5 turnovers. You supposed to have more than 27 points. But you take away those 5 turnovers, we probably the score's probably like 31-6. Based on what the offense did, it's probably like 31-6. Right? So a lot of people want to say, well, the offense didn't do what the defense didn't do what they couldn't get that one stop. The offense didn't execute the entire night. The entire night. If you get the ball on the 6, that doesn't count credit to the offense. You're supposed to score a touchdown. Where are the long drives? Where are the time consuming drives that end in 7 points? We didn't do that the entire night. We was in that position. The game was tight because the defense did what they were supposed to do. Now, if we win that game, the headline is completely different. The Chargers defense crushes the Jacksonville offense as they roll into the divisional round. That's what it would have been. Whether that score was 31, whether that score was 30-6 or 30-29. The Chargers defense outlasts Jacksonville. That's all it would have been. Nothing about the Chargers offense.
I don't think it would
Because
have
the
said the
Chargers
Chargers
offense was
defense.
problematic. Huh?
I don't think it would have said the Chargers defense. I think it would have said
Yeah,
the Chargers.
5 turnovers. The 5 turnovers, that would have been the highlight of the game for us
I
if
feel
we
it.
would have won.
I just feel like I'm not saying what your point. Your point is very much valid, and I understand where you're coming from because there should be an expectation of from an offensive standpoint where the defense gives us the opportunity we cash in, but I also don't think we can let the defense off the hook.
At all.
Because if you can get 5 turnovers, you can get some more stops. Even if it's not always coming in turnovers, you can get them stops for a whole
The
second
cover,
half.
but that's my thing,
Yeah,
bro.
4 possessions, they scored on all 4.
that's my thing, right? So when you're down like a team like Jacksonville was down, things get desperate, bro. Like you start finding like some offense, some offenses are going to score, but if you play with a lead, the way we supposed to play it, bleeding the clock and staying aggressive was supposed to coexist. That didn't happen. Whether y'all can keep preaching defense all you want to, but we scored 27 points in the first half and we ended the game with 30.
I'm saying we watched it happen twice. We watched New Orleans do it to the Raiders. We watched San Fran do it to New Orleans. Well, no matter how many points your offense scored, if your defense do their job when they supposed to, we ain't got no conversation.
Their job was done. This is a
apparently the job apparently wasn't done because they didn't get it done.
The job because we didn't play complimentary football at all. We didn't play complimentary football at all.
Yeah, I give you that. I agree with you 1,000% because there's
only one side that played Saturday, and that wasn't the offense. The offense,
like I said, you're not giving the offense credit because this is how I see it.
They don't deserve it. That's why.
So if they would have kicked, let's put it like this. Like I said, on those 5 turnovers, they kick all field goals. It's a different game. Y'all wouldn't even been in the game then if that was the case. Based off of the final score from Jacksonville.
Jacksonville had a chance because our offense didn't execute. That's the bottom line. Right? We cannot expect
the second half.
I think it's both teams. I think it's both areas' fault.
Both sides of the ball didn't execute.
That's what I'm saying. You can't say it's just the offense didn't execute. Both sides of the ball didn't execute in the second half. Now the defense definitely outplayed. The defense definitely outplayed the offense in the first half. I agree with that. But in the second half, they both didn't execute at all.
But so what you just said, the defense showed up and the offense didn't show up at all.
In the second half?
That's literally my point. Like if we
I said you could say they outplayed the offense. The offense showed up. They scored 27 points.
Bro,
it don't matter how much you try to.
They got 27 points.
It don't matter what you say. Like I said, they could have kicked all 5 field goals. That is what I'm saying. You just saying like the offense didn't do nothing.
Points. They did not. Okay. If you get the ball inside the 10, you're supposed to score. That's just how the NFL works.
It'd be one thing, Darius, if your defense literally scored all 27 points. I wouldn't and they went out there the second half and that happened. What more can they do? They did everything exceptionally. But your offense, they was you could just say complimentary football wasn't executed for 60 minutes.
I got a question.
Yeah.
Your team get 5 turnovers. Should you or not, or should you have more than 27 points? All I need is a yes or no. I don't need no buts. Yes or no?
I would expect more than 27 points.
Okay. That's all I want to know.
Are you asking me that too? I'll say the same thing. I'll say the same thing.
But we have an example. We've got an example of reality that's not always the case.
Bro, regardless if that's always the case or not, if you got 5 turnovers, you should have more than 27 points.
So that you could say that and vice versa. If they scored 27 points, the defense not supposed to give up 27, but really technically 31 points. If we're playing
complimentary football, my defense then won the field position battle.
Yep.
In the first half. It is now on the offense. You just got to sock this game away. We had no double-digit drives. We ain't bleed no clock. We went 3 and out more than we can count. Y'all want to sit here and talk about defense?
So question. So let's switch. Let's switch around.
The defense was on the field too many times because the offense kept going 3 and out.
So look, Chat said.
I honestly don't agree.
Chat said this, Darius. If the offense was to score 27 points in the second half versus the first half, does the OC still get fired? Yeah. I guess he's saying if they didn't score any and they were down.
Unfortunately, we cannot talk about hypotheticals. We can only talk about what happened. That's not what happened. So yes, you watched the Chargers.
We could talk. Well, if you're saying that, we could talk about the offense scored 27 points. That's just the fact that defense didn't score points.
Not, bro.
Yes, it is. Bro. What are you talking about,
bro? I'm talking about field position and bleeding.
Yes or no? Did the offense score 27 points, Darius?
What?
Yes or no? Did the offense score 27 points?
Yes.
Okay. That's all you.
But come on, bro.
That's all you can say.
if you know it's more than that, if you get the ball inside our territory, you're supposed to score. That's just the nature of football. But in the second half, y'all want to talk about? We went three and out. We went three and out. We went three and out. There were no double-digit drives. There were no time-consuming drives. Our
Right.
defense was on the field more than we was the whole game in the third quarter. They had, bro, Jacksonville had 18 play drives. That's a time-consuming drive.
Yeah.
Then what
That
we
sound
go
like
do?
the defense wasn't getting the job done.
Yo, what we go do when we got the ball back? What we did? I tell you what we did. We went three and out. Then I got 13 play drive. Okay, what we go do again? We went three and out. Like you want to sit here and blame the defense and not always going three and out?
I'm just saying. I just feel like you put a pin in that saying complimentary football was played in the first half. It falls in
Man,
the
football
second
was
half.
not played in the first half. It was not played at all.
I mean, they gave you the ball, you scored on all those possessions, fam. That's all I'm saying. That's complimentary football at its
No, it's
summit.
not.
At its summit.
No, I disagree.
Okay. But I mean, it's your
But-
squad, so I feel
Well,
it.
our defense gave our offense the chance.
Yeah.
If our defense don't show up, we get our ass kicked. And that's just what it is.
I feel it.
Okay. So
Hey, hold on.
So-
Whoa, whoa.
so I'm
Before you-
I'm
before you
fact checking. I'm fact checking Darius.
Okay.
First drive, Chargers got the ball out of half. They punted 7 plays. So they got technically a first
One
down.
first down.
Jacksonville had 14, went down score. Second drive, they had 7 plays. They scored the field goal or kicked the field goal. Jacksonville had a 5-play drive. 5.
Yeah, that was on the blown coverage.
5-play drive, touchdown. The next drive, the Chargers had a 14-play drive. They mixed the field goal. Following drive, Jacksonville had a 9-play drive and scored a touchdown. Following drive, 3 plays, punt, and then that was game. 10-play drive, field goal. So, y'all can take that however y'all want, chat. But as I seen it, they got some points. So it wasn't like they didn't get any points. But I just see the defense didn't complete the job. Let's say that.
Yeah, they did play.
They didn't
what the
complete the
offense
job.
do?
I'm not saying they didn't do their job. They didn't
what the
finish the
offense do?
job. The offense got there
Offense
twice.
didn't.
They didn't. So if they make the second field goal, Jacksonville has to go in and score a touchdown instead of a field goal to win. So that whole end changes. I know you're gonna say, but that didn't happen, which it did not. But the offense drove them back down the field, and then 9 plays later, Jacksonville scored another touchdown. So the defense got a rest. They didn't get a stop again. Off of the plays that was ran. That was a 6-minute drive.
Right.
7-minute drive, basically.
I guess all that money y'all spent. I guess all that money you spent was incomplete.
No, well, let me get this straight. So what y'all telling me, the offense is not at fault here?
No,
So what
I
we're
know.
saying is-
No, don't do that. Don't do that. No, we didn't say that. Don't do that.
Either one.
Chad, we did not say that,
We
Chad.
have fault here.
Justin Herbert had 275 yards and 1 touchdown versus the poor Jacksonville secondary. He missed 2 wide open touchdowns that could have won the game.
Hey fam, they did it to you once. They decided to do it again.
Running game, we was averaging. I think Eckler had 13 carries for 35 yards. We was averaging 2.9 yards a carry as a team.
2.9.
I
Yeah.
honestly don't know what we're talking about here.
All I'm talking about is all I'm saying in the second half, I hear the drives you talking about. But you said y'all didn't have a drive over or double digits. That's a lie. Y'all did.
We had 1 drive and 2.
And then the defense
30
still
minutes.
that's
we had
what
1 drive in 30 minutes.
and the defense still got a rest and then went out there and gave up a touchdown and 9 plays. Literally.
Sick.
9 plays. Rested. That drive was 3 minutes and 22 seconds. Each of y'all drives took at least 2:30 plus.
2 minutes
2:10
and
plus.
30 seconds.
2:10 plus.
I honestly don't.
I mean, to be honest, their longest time of possession was 7 minutes and 17 seconds, and that was right after half.
And
Other
we
than
didn't
that,
even have no-
every drive was
talking
missed.
about-
Every drive was
we're
tick
not
for tack
talking
for
about
them.
what they did. We're not talking. You trying to compare the teams? It's not what they did. They went up. Of course, they had to score quick. They went up. We were up. Our drive should have been 11 minutes. Our drive should have been 13 minutes.
I mean, y'all had a 7-minute drive. What you want? That's half a quarter.
Huh?
That's almost half a quarter, a 7-minute drive.
About one drive, bro.
It don't matter. That's half a quarter. And they took the other half, so it's really one quarter left. I hear what you're saying, but you saying you trying to say this is what you're saying. You're saying the defense is not at fault at all.
I didn't say that. I said they could have got one stop. Yes, they could have. Yes, they could have. But we also could have scored one touchdown. That's exactly what I said.
But it didn't. But the drive that they had that y'all could have got the one stop, y'all didn't either.
No. The top 5 quarterback had 275 yards and one touchdown.
Look.
Versus poor Jacksonville secondary.
So how is that the offensive coordinator job?
He had 2.9 yards carry for a carry against a poor Jacksonville.
I just said if you want to say I agree with majority of the chat. Everybody should just be fired. Fuck it.
Everybody wasn't fired.
Everybody just fire.
Everybody wasn't fired. But if you sit
there
and say,
it's the beast of the game. I mean, we seen Alex Grinch. We seen what he did against Tulane. He didn't get fired.
I hope you did. I hope you did.
Apples to oranges, G.
No, that's pears to pears.
No, comparing college football to NFL football is not the same.
With the change happening in your organization, fam, I just hope if that's what they're gonna do, then I hope the defense steps up to the monocle for the consistency of a year, and so then the offense doesn't have to be the only catalyst for your team. But you can kiss the babies with the bag up on it, cause y'all with us now. Hey, you remember we talked about remember we had that conversation about Saquon and Geno, and I told you what I told you.
What about it?
You see where my man's at, fam.
Geno still had a good game. Geno still had
an excellent game. Who played the better team?
They get the same record.
There's nothing to be thought about it. Geno played the better team. Huh?
They ended with the same record, right?
Oh. And that means what?
According to the numbers, they're the same team.
That means what?
My record stands.
So Saints and the 49ers and the Vikings the same team? I just want you to say this on live stream so everybody can hear you.
I ain't saying that, but they record the same.
So what are you saying?
They record the same like this.
I'm saying Saquon got the job done, fam.
I'm asking you who played the better team.
Probably Seattle. I would say.
I just want y'all to hear this stream. He's saying probably Seattle played the better team, and that the 49ers and the Vikings, 49ers and the Vikings are the same team. Is exactly what he's saying, right?
And where's it coming out of my mouth? Where's it coming out of my mouth?
I'm trying to get the understanding.
All I say
is like, where your man at? Dog, we've been talking about how terrible Vikings Minnesota's been all season. It's probably the worst, best team in the playoffs on both sides.
Maybe.
I ain't gonna agree with that one, but
nah, I probably said they probably my weakest link if I had to compare to somebody for a team.
If Geno would have played the Vikings, he probably would have advanced too. They can't stop nobody.
The Chargers had the 12th ranked offense. That's a question, Darius. What's your offense rank?
We'll find out.
Passing, we was 3rd. Rushing, we was 29th. So yeah, that's happening right.
All right. But yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I'm telling you, bro. Yeah, he had a good game, bro. But Geno folded like I knew he would.
He folded.
Saying he had a great year. He had an immaculate year. So
he folded where? He folded where?
He had the fumble.
That was big.
That was huge.
That was huge. What do you have? He didn't throw a pick, did he? Am I tripping?
Yep.
Nope.
He did throw a pick as well, correct?
Did he?
I can double check myself.
I don't remember if he threw a pick.
I remember him throwing no interception either.
I don't remember him throwing a pick.
I correct myself. He didn't. I didn't know the fumble was terrible.
He did. I think he did throw one pick actually. Second half, they was down 2 possessions. He did throw a pick.
So that was
he was trying to make something happen.
Yeah, that's the impression to get back. I ain't gonna fault him for that. I'm just saying, man. You know what I mean?
Nah, I don't.
Defense like 23rd. Crazy chat. Hey, Darius, what was y'all defense total ranking this year? Chat up your ass, bro.
No, passing we was top 10. Rushing we was
Yeah, two TDs.
Rushing, we was 26 or 25. They didn't hurt us running the ball. So what's the next question?
No, I'm saying they was like they was ranked 23rd or some shit like that. That's what
That's
Chad was
because we
saying.
were so horrible against the run, but we was a top 10 passing unit
Hey,
defensively.
All I know is
Yes,
my boy Saquon solidified that award, though. That's all I'm saying. That's
bro.
what it came down to.
what's that reward?
I like, but did Daniel Jones not go off too?
Daniel
Comeback
Jones
player
had
of the
a
year.
hell of a game.
Hell of a game. Hell of a game.
It started with who though?
It's Daniel
Daniel
Jones.
Jones.
It started with Saquon
Fam.
putting the first 7 up on the board. Come on, stop playing. Fam.
Daniel Jones got him right there.
Man.
Come on, don't do that now.
Y'all don't want Saquon to get the little comeback.
No,
player
we
of the
didn't.
year.
I didn't say he wasn't gonna get it.
Yeah, nobody hate Saquon. You hate Geno. If you trying to prove your point so bad that you're starting your hate for Geno is starting to come alive.
I ain't hating no Geno. I just know he ain't getting no word over my boy. My boy did it what he was supposed to do this year. That's all.
That's crazy.
That's it.
Saquon had a nice game.
Saquon did have a nice game.
They both had a good game though. I'm trolling, fam. But my boy probably did solidify the award for comeback player of the year.
We gonna see. I don't know.
Man, the
I
Vikings,
guess-
man, to be 100%
Christian
honest,
McCaffrey in that running? Probably, maybe. Is Christian McCaffrey in that running? Because he probably get it if he is.
No, I think it's between Geno and Saquon.
For sure.
all I know is, bro, the Vikings defense has got to be the last ranked defense in the league.
They are abysmal.
But they can't stop
Abysmal.
a snail from going up and down the field, bro.
I mean, bro.
And they got some decent players on this side of the ball.
That's what I don't understand.
It's crazy. But I
I mean,
mean,
but Kirk Cousins throwing the ball short of the sticks is something I can't make sense of. I never
Yeah.
understood that, like, for no team. Like, why are you throwing the ball short of the sticks? But we just talked about how Josh Dobbs did it versus Jacksonville in the win and get in game.
Oh, yeah,
And
we
he come
definitely
in the
did.
playoff game. Like, bro, you got to throw the interception. If that's the case,
Yeah,
like,
bro.
you got to try.
Well,
And
basically,
they
Dobbs
had
was in the
a guy pulled
playoff
up.
game, and he don't have
He had
any
a cross
experience.
coming late.
And
Yeah,
you don't
cross-
got no experience. You expect more out of Kirk Cousins.
Hey, you know what we said, Darius, man. Just throw that ball somewhere over there,
Man.
bro. What it's
18
gonna look
bad
like?
somewhere.
It's gonna be a turnover either way it goes. So
And,
Right.
let's throw that motherfucker past the sticks. We don't care where you throw
no.
it.
What we not gonna do? We not gonna let this day go by. We not. As much as I love me some Tyler Huntley in the backup row, fam. I don't know what's Dro he was smoking to do the little leap, my G,
Yeah.
from like 2 yards out.
I mean, in
fam.
his defense, though, I feel like they should have turned around and gave the ball to J.K. Dobbins.
They should have just handed it. You're absolutely right. I'd rather them hand the ball off. But fam, you got the muscle. You got the lineup. The formation looks like they really push you in, and you decide to do that, and you hold it out there for 10 minutes, fam. Not a pull, not a reach and pull back, fam. You held it out there for 10 hours just for them to not.
That was a long 2 yards, and it's crazy. And it's unfortunate for Baltimore. It was unfortunate for Baltimore because they played so well and they lost legitimately on their game. I mean, on their play.
That game should have been Baltimore's game, upset and everything. I was ready to say it.
This is the one time I agree with Shady McCoy that if Lamar Jackson was playing, they probably would have won by.
They probably would have won.
Oh,
by
man.
10 plus.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, they played them tough the first time. Like I don't know, there's something about those divisional games that always go down to the wire with in the AOC North. But yeah, I was hoping that Baltimore won that game. I mean, I think another quarterback who would have played, and I think they same would have won is Miami.
Yeah,
Well, the way was playing was Josh Allen. I don't know what he had going.
Tripping, bro.
I truly didn't like some of the play callers though. Like
someone said, bro, Dayball had a way of limiting his gunslingerness that he likes to do. That just throw it up there and hope for the best. And
I would say he had one of those that game. He didn't protect the ball in the pocket when he got strip fumbled. But the one that Cole Beasley dropped, I mean,
yeah,
I wouldn't say he dropped. It was just good coverage. You can't really be mad with that one.
Taylor Waddle had that issue.
It was just good coverage. So
Taylor Waddle out there dropping everything, boy. My God.
Yeah. Then Tyreek Hill started to go off.
It was a good game. It was better than what I expected, though. Like Skylar Thompson.
But Skylar Thompson had to. All he had to do was run a couple of times. The game would have been different.
That whole weekend actually was solid.
They might have got rid of Tua.
They go.
Lamar finna get rid of him anyway. He gonna probably have to retire.
Yeah, they did have big drops, Lou.
Lamar could be a Baltimore Raven for at least one more year.
I don't think he play.
Someone said they putting 270 on the board for him.
But I don't think he disagreed with the number. I think it was more or less he want the guaranteed money to be higher.
Yeah.
Making Daniel Jones look like something. Lamar will be a Raider next year. Well, in the Raiders.
Who said that? They gotta be
that. You know who said that nonsense? That was smoking dust.
Zero said Danny Doms look good with what's his name? Dabo.
The ball.
I'm telling you, hey, OBJ, don't sleep next year. This way
if he get him like some playmakers on the outside,
he gonna be tough. Darius Slayton dropped too many fucking balls. He could be a big time.
He could have won the game. That game could have been over. He catch that ball because that was first down.
He definitely could be a big time playmaker for him, but he just can't catch the ball consistently. He come out here and had this good game, 100 yards receiving off 4 catches. Next game he'll drop 5 balls.
Oh God.
Like, all right, cool. We appreciate you dropping the 5 balls.
That's how Auburn grow them. Auburn make them. They a big player, nothing.
I wish Pittsburgh would pay a quarterback. Pittsburgh ain't paying no quarterback. They got their QB and they got a young core over there. I think Johnson's gonna be gone too.
And I'd be the first to admit I was a lot wrong on Kenny Pickett. As the season went on, I was hard pressed on my dog. They took that dog.
I remember that. I remember that conversation we had.
I was hard pressed on my dog, but as the season went on, I think he got better.
Put him in good situations.
He's gonna continue to get better. I think him and George Pickens gonna be a connection for a long time.
You don't like him still? That's tough. Why not? Why you don't like him?
Louis?
I think him and George Pickens gonna be a connection for a long time. I do think
that was said by Tay that Lamar coming to the Raiders. Yeah, they gonna franchise tag him. He ain't gonna play for him, but I'm just saying. Is it like a clause that he got to play for him if he get franchised?
Yeah.
I mean, you just gotta
The first year, the second year, he got an option not to play if they tag him again.
I didn't know if he. So what happens with that contract if he doesn't play? He loses the whole thing.
Yeah, it's fully guaranteed.
Okay, gotcha.
Fully guaranteed money. So basically, he should be paying fines for not showing up to work, basically.
And then whatever they want to fine them.
Basically, the league has like a certain number they already got, and they just go with that.
Oh, they so disrespectful. Chad. Hey, look.
Which a tag and trade is also on the table. So we're gonna see what happens. I don't see the issue with paying them.
Offense not dynamic enough to have a game manager QB. Raiders got Josh McDaniels until he's gone. Folks gonna suck. Until he's gone,
that's a good comment. And comment about the game manager.
Yeah.
If you think about like all the teams in the playoffs right now, like currently, they all offensive head coaches outside of Sean McDermott for Buffalo. So obviously, like the league trend is you're gonna have to put points on the board.
Yeah,
right.
I mean,
I kind of agree with him when he say that.
I mean, I think they can lean towards their defense more.
I look some to that point though. Also to these teams, they got they do have top offenses or mid to top offenses, but they all have top scoring defense. So it ain't just that they put on points. They defense actually come take points too.
Well, I mean, like they pedigree though. Like, all right, so Andy Reid, offensive coach. Zach Taylor, offensive coach. Nick Sirianni, offensive coach. Kyle Shanahan, offensive coach. Mike McCarthy, offensive coach. Who I'm listening. Doug Peterson is an offensive coach.
Keep going.
Brian DeBall is the offensive coach. Like
the whole NFC East, all offensive coaches.
All offensive coaches.
Except for that's the only one is Sean. I just feel like you got to make sure the compliment again. Like even to the point about the Chargers game, you got to have it. If the offense is doing what it's supposed to do, defense compliment or vice versa. So whether your defense is a takeaway defense, because it's like everybody ain't gonna have a 49ers defense where your defense just don't let nobody score. But
who the fuck is Sean, bro?
Sean who?
That's what you saying.
McDermott?
You saying?
Was it?
Oh, I didn't know what you were talking about.
Either. You just said Sean. So I was like, who the fuck is Sean?
You said except for Sean.
I was saying offensive coaches except for Sean, reiterating your point.
My bad, Chad. I ain't know who the fuck
Hey,
Sean
just
was.
explain the chat
You
name,
know me,
Sean.
bro.
Nah, bro, I didn't know who the fuck Sean
Like that man
was.
first name, like we know him. Like,
Come on, Phil.
It'd been different if you was talking about like Sean Payton or something. I'm like,
I
who
mean,
the fuck
shoot,
is
it's
Sean?
Sean McDermott, bro.
Should just
y'all rock,
said
Sean.
McDermott or Buffalo coach or something, bro. Like I
Don't
was
worry about it.
confused, bro.
I'm gonna text him like
Man,
that.
I just let it go. I'm sorry. I'm sitting here like, who is Sean?
I'm watching Coach Last. Like, what's going on, bro?
I'm so confused when you said that. I'm like, bro, I don't know who this. But anyway, hey, what y'all think about? I can't. I just lost the train of thought. OC for Kansas City, possibly leaving.
Airbnb. I hope you do.
He been leaving for like the last 4 years.
He should have been
Yeah,
the same.
finally get his shot. What you call it? Staying in Detroit too. So that
Dan
leaves us
Campbell, a
That's
defensive
crazy right
coach
there.
too.
He was probably like the #1 coach as far as filling the head coaching vacancy. I mean, outside of Sean Payton, obviously.
Yeah.
Who?
Filling the head
Bieniemy?
coaching vacancy. Now, Brian Johnson from Detroit, offensive coordinator from Detroit.
Yeah, because what they was doing with them weapons, they
It's
got
just crazy. It was just impressive.
and then they had injuries all year long too.
It's just impressive. It was just impressive. Like he did a hell of a job.
Yeah, he
And
said.
I feel like the Lions gonna be one of the teams to fear next year. I feel like we said that this year.
Yeah,
but
until we get Josh Goff starting to do Josh Goff things.
You call him Josh Goff?
Well, Jeff Goff, whatever his name is. Jeff Goff.
y'all know these just trip.
Jeff Goff. Hey, Derek Carr, Saint. Y'all believe it?
Where is Derek Carr going?
I don't know.
We don't know.
I think New York. I say it's New York.
All right, Siri, I ain't talking to you.
They can pay his check, and I mean he do just enough for what they need.
Derek Carr going home to Tennessee. Nah, that ain't happening.
You drunk.
Tennessee trying to reconstruct Ryan Tannehill's because they not for to pay what Derek Carr worth. Well, not what he's worth, but what he's getting
Well,
paid.
first of all, Tennessee need to be trying to get Malik ready.
That's the future. Josh Downs probably they started going in the first season next week.
Mm-hmm. Let them fade out, and they finally throw Malik back in there. Yeah. I don't know. That quarterback carousel gonna be different because depending on what Aaron Rodgers do,
I think because
What you mean, depending on what A-Rod do?
he mess around, walk away from Green Bay.
Bro, he'll be back. He'll be back.
I think Ryan Tannehill gonna get cut because they can save over $25 million in cap space if they cut him or something like that. 27, somewhere up in there.
Who, Ryan?
Yeah.
Tannehill, yeah.
Jeez. Being
They
in
brought
the
it
car,
with the
a
other
Saint,
hand.
I got inside sources. That's tough.
And then don't forget, if Tom don't decide to go home, who know what he do?
He leaving for sure.
It's time for him to sit it down though.
Tom
sure.
ain't going home. See him next year too. You gonna see Tannehill there too.
For Derek Carr's sake, I hope Derek Carr goes somewhere where he. It's kind of hard to even compare. Like, where would he go?
Fuck it, just send him to the
Offensively.
Colts.
Where can he go offensively that's better than where he was at?
Right.
Nowhere actually. So
No.
I mean, besides
Yeah,
Detroit, but I mean, they seen the formula this year. So what's the point?
Yeah, I mean, it's nowhere he can go where you're gonna have a top 3 wide receiver, a top 5 tight end. You got the lead rusher in the league. You got a decent, and like, there's nowhere you can go where you're gonna get there. And I don't know.
That's tough.
Hey, Chad said, Lou said, A-Rod bluffing. TC said, don't say nothing, chill. And Zero said, Tom bringing his cane to the field next year.
At this point. Okay.
So I had a question. Like, if y'all were the Saints GM, like, where would y'all be as far as the quarter? Are y'all looking more of a draft? Or y'all trying to get a vet? Like, if y'all was the GM, how would y'all approach it?
And we can. I mean,
If you can get Derek, how many years Derek Carr got on his contract, though?
He just signed it like last year.
No,
Like
we don't.
three.
We don't.
This year gone. So
he got an op. He got an op.
I think the last year.
I'll take Derek Carr for a year. If it
For a
pan
year?
out, pan out. If not, you start tanking week 7, 8.
Yeah. I think.
Do you draft the quarterback?
Yeah.
I mean, you could.
Depending who fall late. Like, cause this draft, these quarterbacks ain't nobody
I'm
other
going
than the
for
first
already.
two. Other than the first two, ain't nobody, and Will Levis for whatever reason. Other than them three,
That
talked up
motherfucker's the worst quarterback in
the
fucking
first round.
college right now. I don't fucking see what people
They
see
only
him.
three talked up in the first round. So you got people you can get, where our draft, where we stand right now at the draft, right? So you can get somebody late and try to grow them or whatever as an insurance policy. I would go with Derek just because we still got a semi win now roster. Like on paper, it's still they can compete. It's been seen. You just need a quarterback to distribute the ball properly.
So I think it's safe to say Michael Thomas won't be a Saint by the time when the draft rolling around, right?
It's in the air. But I think he stay.
I think he's gonna stay for a year.
I think he stay a year and then move. Just what I heard though. So
I think I could take that.
If he stay past the draft, he don't make it past the trade deadline because y'all gonna be terrible again next year in the first 8-7 weeks or whatever the trade deadline is.
he stay. We get a good year out of him, then we can move. And you know what I mean? That helps him and us on the back end. We can rock him for 1 more year.
Yeah, I draft a running back.
Yeah, we're gonna get somebody to be spell AK. Like I said, I told you Tank to be a guy that probably fall in that spot.
I like Tank Bigsby a lot.
What's Cuz last name at UCLA? Charbonnet, right?
Charbonnet.
Yeah.
Another guy. You know what I mean? You got some guys, little brother Tulane. He in the city. They gonna look at him.
Man, he ain't went checking for him. Josh, he taking a stab at your squad. He wasn't checking for him until he did what he did versus USC.
Yeah, that's why I said it wasn't comparing apples to grapes. Shit. His ass should have got fired too. That motherfucker shouldn't even made it to the locker room if it was me. Hey, cuz, we got your shit packed right here for you. Go ahead. Where D-Hop go? Chat said where D-Hop go?
Hey,
that's a sweepstakes right there.
That's gonna be big.
Hey, I was talking to Eric. Y'all know I don't even like talking to Eric, but I was talking to Eric.
Yeah, we can't tell.
And he was like, if D-Hop go to Cleveland, it could be trouble for the league. So you're going to give Deshaun Watson a whole year.
He rock with Deshaun for sure.
You give him a whole year, then you got the pairing of D-Hop and Amari Cooper, and then you got the pairing of Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb. We talked about Kareem Hunt a little bit.
Yeah.
He wants to get paid like a number one, which I'm not mad at him at all. I doubt that he's a Brown next year. But if you can somehow keep all of that offense together, then you got David Njoku and Austin Hooper. You talking about firing in all cylinders type of offense. Like then the expectation for Cleveland, especially if they hire Brian Flores as their defensive coordinator, you talk about the expectations of Cleveland's Super Bowl.
Yeah,
right?
well, Hooper gone, so it's just Njoku now though. Yeah, he in Tennessee. But
I mean, Bryant.
Yeah, you're right, Bryant. Even if you lose Kareem Hunt, don't forget Felton was actually pretty nice as a spell back, especially with the route running. He's a little Swiss Army knife kind of guy.
And Dearness Johnson.
Dearness Johnson still there. Yeah, you still got the committee if you want it. That's actually nasty.
That's crazy. That's crazy. He landed in Cleveland. And we know how aggressive Joe Douglas is, so he's gonna.
He throw the shit.
I want that he is addressing.
But I wouldn't be surprised if either New York squad take him either, because you can let Corey Davis walk out of the Jets because he only played 2 games.
He was done anyway. I think he's a free agent anyway.
Okay, well he already gone.
They might get Odell back.
New York. Because think about you put D-Hop in New York with Danny Dimes, and maybe you smell Odell out there.
I'm seeing D-Hop to Green Bay possibly.
Saquon MVP. That's the last place he needs to go.
I don't think you want to go in there, Cole.
And then I see Odell Beckham back. OBJ.
OBJ definitely should be. If the Giants can somehow figure a way to get D-Hop, I think they can get a good chance of landing OBJ. Well, I think OBJ going to at this point.
To me, I think they only take one.
You see what the ball doing with Darius Slade, Richard James, and Isaiah Hodgins.
Don't put it out the rim. D-Hop can go there too.
Imagine what he can do with some established players.
Hey, from that standpoint, do y'all say Marquise Hollywood Brown is the number one now? Well, why do you think they want D-Hop out?
I think it's more or less trying to break it down to get more capital, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think they're trying to get some people more around them. Kyler Murray, because you got this $230 million quarterback, and we need more than what we're getting out of
Yeah.
what we got, right? So who is the best and high trade value asset? I mean, the only person on their team would be outside of Kyler Murray would be DeAndre Hopkins.
Mm-hmm.
They probably can get some more return on investments.
Yeah.
Now,
And
are you also putting
you
the
can talk up a first too, if you
yeah,
wanted.
and you also putting the faith, but you also the risk is you putting the faith in Kyler Murray that we don't really need DeAndre Hopkins to be successful because we got Kyler Murray type deal.
Mm-hmm.
Now, who you draft? I mean, who you replace him with? Because obviously, if you trade DeAndre Hopkins, then the receiver got to be first.
Yep.
So then you start talking about the likes of a Quentin Johnson. Then you start talking about the likes of a Jordan Addison or Rasheed Rice, who was my favorite receiver in the draft for whatever reason. You got to find one of those guys who I think probably the most pro-rated, in my opinion, would be Jordan Addison. But I kind
Hey,
of think Quentin Johnson was a system receiver. But
and also from the chat, we got Chicago. Can't rule them out on anything. They got big bags
they got crazy money.
and they got
They out of
capital
it.
to make some moves.
I think they out of it.
I
So
think
what?
I kind of agree though. I kind of think they
I
could've
don't know
traded
how you pitch a thing to in terms of receivers to D Hop and Odell Beckham or whoever is out there that we gonna be playing for a Super Bowl next season.
and those guys in the range where they trying to compete to win, and they ain't trying to make no money free. And I also think Chicago's approach is from the ground up. I think they could have just built everything new in Chicago.
Yeah, I mean they gotta build the redo the trenches all over. So that's the frame forward anyway. If you go in free agency, you trying to get somebody up front for just.
I mean, think about it. They probably just traded the best linebacker in football to Baltimore. So
Mm-hmm.
I doubt they go get a 30-year-old receiver.
They do got money to spend just to spend. They got a lot of it just to spend. Trust me.
Them
Hopefully they
bodies up
spend it
front.
wisely.
You can do
The bodies
whatever.
up front. You draft the rest of them.
You can. Who defense? The Texans. Who they draft? They
They
going
gotta
Bryce
go
or
Bryce
CJ?
Young. You got to go Bryce Young. I think Bryce
Yeah.
Young has proven he can do more with less.
Another question. I agree with that too, Darius.
Yeah, I
We
feel
gonna pick back up on that real quick. Another question: do the Bears trade Justin to get Bryce?
I think that's a bad idea,
I
personally.
don't think. Yeah, I feel like you've gotten like momentum. I feel like you'll lose a lot if you get rid of them when y'all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They start to believe in what's going on. So maybe not. But yeah, Bryce Young probably has to be first, just because again, like what Darius said, he had to do more with less this year. I think CJ Stroud helped himself by the way he finished the year,
And in
but
Georgia, 100%.
yeah, but I don't think it's enough. And it's again, it's the SEC bias. I mean, not SEC bias, but
It's
yeah,
worth the
like
rush.
he's at Alabama.
I mean, worse
He
than
did
Reese.
it. Man.
I mean, Bryce Young is a different beast. That's the only QB I seen that looks completely unfazed.
Mhm.
It's just it's almost admiration watching him play football, bro. He's just like, that's great.
Yeah, like how does he do it?
But chat, we appreciate everyone joining. We gonna end it there. Come back next Wednesday. Check us out. We gonna say we start at 8:10. We consistently starting at that time. So 8:10 the start time, not 8 but 8:10. Follow us on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel. It's Final Possession. Follow all the social medias of Twitter, Instagram. I don't think we got Facebook up yet. Stinson Bennett, fuck no. And also Twitch. Follow us. We'll see y'all next week. We appreciate everyone in the chat. Y'all come back next week and chat it up with us. I'm pretty sure we're gonna be talking about Patrick Mahomes and Trevor Lawrence, since Trevor Lawrence was a better QB than Justin Herbert this week. But other than that, Darius then semi dropped out on us. We are out. Once again, we love y'all. We appreciate the support. Fuck time. Fuck machine.
Hey Jay, before we go, can we go and throw them predictions out real
For
quick?
what? Oh yeah, what's the predict? Well, I don't have no predictions. I got the Chiefs. Well, for me in the AFC Championship game, I got the Bills versus the Chiefs. The only reason I'm giving, well, that's a neutral site game, huh? The Bills and
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I got Cincy. I got Cincy versus the Chiefs again.
Okay, Cincy too.
And then NFC, who they play? Dallas. Zero thinks Dallas has a shot to win this, make the Super Bowl this year. I'm all for it. I'm at the parade. We off work. I'm cool with it. I'm all for it.
I got Dallas, Philly taking a dub.
I got Philly losing this weekend.
I got Philly taking a dub.
He said my prediction, not yours.
My fault.
He didn't say your prediction. He said my prediction.
I got Philly taking a dub. I got and Dallas getting upset. I guess it's considered upset, right? They beat San Fran.
Yeah.
And then Cincinnati. I actually do think Cincinnati beats Buffalo, and it's them in Kansas City. But I would love if Jacksonville kept the ball rolling. That'd be crazy.
At Jacksonville.
You know what's crazy?
It's so better.
You know what's crazy? If we get all our predictions wrong.
Hey, it ain't unlikely. It's definitely not unlikely. It's possible.
Don't put it out the realm with me, because my prize pick predictions have been fucking horrible. But look, Chad, I'm fucking out, bro. I ain't gambling no more. Hey, Darius, let's get Darius' predictions real quick. What's your prediction, Darius?
Jalen Hurts is about been going all year long.
He's definitely an MVP.
Also, I'm rooting for Dallas to beat San Francisco. I think they get in the shootout, and I don't think Brock Purdy can keep up in the big game.
Okay.
Y'all know I'm not going to Kansas City, so I'm rooting for Jacksonville by default.
Can't beat them, join them.
That ain't even it. I just
do you got the Bills pulling off the? Do you got Cincy pulling off the upset?
Yes,
of course he does.
It's a neutral side game, so that's a difficult game.
Nah, it's not even that. I just think more or less the turnovers are an issue for Josh Allen right now.
It's been like that for at least the last
It's been like
2
that
years.
for a minute.
At least
It's
the
been
last
like that and it's been highlighted this year. And I don't think Cincinnati is a team you want to turn the ball over against. I think Cincinnati's best chance of losing was to Baltimore. So it wouldn't surprise me if Cincinnati walked back in the Super Bowl. Which I'm rolling my eyes. I know y'all can't see me, but I'm rolling my eyes. So
I got one right.
I think Cincinnati is gonna beat Buffalo. I'm rooting for the Jacksonville Jaguars, but realistically, Kansas City probably walk away with the game and set up a matchup in the AFC Championship game versus Cincinnati.
All right, chat. That's our predictions. Come back next week to see if we was correct. Other than that, we are out.
Yes, sir.